Hello, Markku Lorentz here, your voice power coach. And today we're going to talk about an additional tool, how you can eliminate the nervous shakes from your voice. I have been a voice coach for over a decade, so I'm going to condense all my knowledge here into this single video about this particular technique. So let's get going. So the thing that we're going to work on is called anchoring. And what anchoring does is provides a very nice and stable framework around the structures and muscles that need to be operating when you're using your voice, so they don't have room or capability to shake excessively when you're trying to express yourself in those situations at meeting rooms or one-on-one interactions with your boss or whatever happens at the workplace that makes you nervous. Regardless of that situation, you can project your voice with confidence. And even though your brain might be screaming in absolute horror and terror, you can still come across as a confident individual. So let's get going. First, let's look at a little bit why this is so effective. So imagine a rope ladder, one that is not attached to the ground. So if you try and climb up it, I don't know if you ever tried it, it can wobble and shake all over the place. And it's super difficult to get anywhere. You put your hands on the rung here, and then your foot on the first rung on the almost to the ground, and then you start going, and it just wobbles all over the place, and it's just super difficult. And usually when I try, I just can't go up at all. Now imagine a regular ladder made of wood, maybe metal, plastic even. It's steady. Doesn't wobble at all. You climb up, you can count on it. You can trust it with your life. Super easy. So that's really what we're doing here with our voices as well. So when you speak, sometimes the situation is very, very difficult and challenging. What you want is a framework that you can rely on, literally, with your life. And that is what anchoring can provide for us. So let's take two big oranges, very thick skinned. You want to put one in each armpit. And then you want to start imaginarily, is that a word? You want to imagine that you squeeze juice out of them, like so. So the oranges are so thick skinned that you can never close your armpits because they're big. So you have to work really hard to get anything out of them, so the juice flows down your sides here. I don't know why you would want to do that, but you do. And there is, when you do that, you might feel something in your shoulders and arms, but what we're really interested in initially is what happens in your back. Somewhere here. These big muscles called latissimus dorsi, lats. They're there in your back, V-shaped, kind of useless information for you, but I give it to you anyways. You're welcome. And those are the muscles that we want to engage, okay? Squeezing those oranges, juice flows down the sides, and you feel something there in your back. If you don't feel anything, don't worry. You can try again another time when you don't feel so stressed or the information isn't new. You might never have worked with anything like this, so it takes time to recognize the feelings on what's going on in your body. Another trick that you can do is bring a friend, a family member. You stand in front of each other like so. One has their hands on the outside and one has their hands on the inside. And if you're on the inside, you try and push out while the other person resists from the outside, right? And that might get those muscles engaged there in the back. Or you can try the other way as well. You're on the outside, your friend is on the inside, and you try and push in and your friend resists. And that, again, might give you that feeling in the back. So one of those three methods should work for you. And again, don't worry if it doesn't initially work. Try again later. You will get there, I promise. All right. So now let's drop the oranges, say goodbye to your friend, out of here. And then start seeing if you can start engaging those muscles without any trickery, right? So see if you can just feel those muscles without the oranges. You can put the oranges in first and just let them drop. and then see, okay, the work is still there. Now let's start measuring how hard you're working with that. So if we do a scale from 1 to 10, for example. Sorry, I just ate something, so my voice is temporarily a little strange, but I think we're good. Back in business. So feel the back and put an effort level in your back, maybe 3. Increase that to 5. Remember 10 is max. And then go to 7. And then back to 5. Cool. When you start going to higher effort levels specifically, that's when you will feel most likely that the effort starts spreading, maybe to your shoulders, to your arms, to your sides, to your bum, to your legs, and suddenly the whole torso is engaged, and that's why we call it torso anchoring. Now, suddenly all of these muscles that are surrounding, for example, your breathing structures are engaged, providing this steady frame. So when you are in that situation and you have to use your voice, the breathing structures have this ideal setup so they can start operating in a way where they can just focus on providing the breath needed for the voice to happen, instead of dealing with internal and external forces that shake and wobble, and then they have to try and fix that while they're trying to pump out air in a most stable way. For example, those structures are influenced by this steady framework. There are other things involved in the voice production that are positively influenced by this as well, but the lungs and the breathing muscles are the most obvious. Okay? So that is your torso anchoring. There's another thing that we can anchor as well, and that is the neck. So let's do that. The trick is quite simple. Take your fist, keep your head straight, press the fist against your forehead, and then try and press it a little hard, not much, but a little bit, and then press with your fist, resist with your head. Again, measure the effort levels. If you go to 10s directly, don't. Try to do something like 3 or 5. And you feel something in the back of your neck when you do that. If the effort starts spreading into the front here, the tendons and muscles here start engaging and they might feel quite tense, see if you can just isolate the work and just work here in the back of your neck. Again, don't worry if you don't feel anything, or if you start feeling things like crazy here. Do it a couple of times and slowly you will get it right. I'm sure of it. Okay? So, fist in your forehead, that's the simplest trick. There are other tricks as well, and you can comment or ask a question, follow the links, get access to our platform and ecosystem, and come and hang out, and then we'll be most delighted to answer all your questions. But here you get the basics, and this is kind of it. So if you can't find it, we can give you other tools as well. Where was I? Yes, neck anchoring. So let's do the same thing now. Let's get rid of the fist and just see if we can engage those neck muscles there in the back. Let's put an effort level of 3 there again. 3 seems to be my favorite starting place. Go up to 6. See if you can go to 9. And with 9, you might feel that, okay, these things in the front are engaging. See if you can relax them. And if not, just reduce the effort level a little bit. And then you can just relax fully. Okay, so now you have a way of anchoring the back and the torso, and then you have the neck anchoring as well. With the neck anchoring, you can see that all these neck muscles here are surrounding the voice box right here. So it cannot shake and wobble no matter what you're doing. If I physically shake it like this, you can start hearing that the nervous voice is coming out, right? But if I anchor my neck, then those internal and even external forces can't influence your voice box that much anymore. Now, if you watched the previous video, the part 1 of this series, you would have learned also the breathing technique, how to breathe with your tummy instead of your chest. No one breathes with their tummy, but, I'm simplifying like crazy. We're transforming your life here, not going into the nitty-gritty of vocal anatomy, okay? So, yeah, you get what I mean. The tummy is moving in and out instead of it all being up here in the chest. Okay, if you combine these two techniques, you have really powerful, reliable, proven tools to take with you to any situation. And what that is going to do is tell your head, we got this. All right? Also, when you anchor, like, look at your posture. You look like Peter Pan. You look like Superman. Have you ever seen Celine Dion sing the highest notes? What she does is this. Right? Oranges in armpits. Why? Because it works. Right? And you know that tool now, too. Okay? Right? So you have these superpowers now. You have the knowledge. In any given situation, you know what to do to put your body in a confident state. And when your body is in a confident state, it's going to send a signal to your mind saying, hey, we're okay. Your mind will be nervous, freaked out, all those kinds of things, but your body is saying, we're acting confident. Look at the way we're standing. Come on. Right? Neck is anchored as well. Yeah. And the breathing is the kind of breathing that you use when you're chilling on the sofa watching Netflix. You're safe. You're good. And those signals go to the mind, and the mind is like, oh, yeah, okay. And then the mind sends the signals back to the body, and then this good cycle begins. And then you can actually, with these tools, make you feel confident as well. Now, how about that? Okay, so go out, practice, play with these tools, put yourself in that situation where you can try it. You're a little nervous. Anchoring, oranges, fist in the forehead. Oh, cool. Tummy in and out. And then say what you gotta say. And it's gonna go great. All right. Thank you for watching. And see you next time. Bye.